When everything fails, 99% won't make it. You know what's weird? Most people think collapse looks dramatic right away. Explosions, sirens, buildings burning, Hollywood stuff. But real collapse is quieter at first. It starts with little things acting strange. Stores missing basic items, ATMs not working for a few hours, fuel getting harder to find, power flickering on and off just enough to make people nervous, and people ignore it. That's the scary part. Because normalcy is addictive, humans want things to feel normal even when they clearly aren't anymore. And by the time people finally realize something is seriously wrong, the shelves are empty, roads are jammed, tempers are exploding, and nobody has a plan. That's where 99% fails, not because they're weak, not because they're stupid, because panic makes people useless. I've seen it happen during storms, blackouts, shortages. Doesn't even take a full collapse. Just one bad week and people start losing their minds. Let me be clear, most survival situations are not about fighting off zombies or running through forests with knives strapped to your chest. It's usually much more boring than that, and honestly, way more dangerous. It's sitting in a dark apartment at 2 a.m. wondering if the power's coming back. It's realizing your phone battery is at 6%. It's hearing generators outside while your fridge starts warming up. It's opening your kitchen cabinet and suddenly understanding you only have enough food for maybe 3 days. That realization hits people hard, and here's the thing most people don't realize: modern life works because millions of tiny systems keep working together every second. Trucks move food, water pumps run on electricity, payment systems need internet, fuel stations need power. People think stores have food. No, stores have maybe a couple days of food. That's it. If deliveries stop, everything changes fast, real fast. And once fear spreads, humans become unpredictable. You'll see, get people do dumb things when they're scared. That's why surviving collapse starts way before the collapse itself. Not with guns, not with some expensive bunker. When boring stuff, water, food, light, warmth, medical supplies, the boring stuff keeps you alive. I remember talking to a guy after a major blackout years ago. He told me the thing that scared him most wasn't the darkness. It was the silence. No traffic, no TVs, no air conditioners humming. Just quiet. That kind of silence messes with your head, especially when you realize nobody's coming to fix things quickly. And that's another mistake people make. They assume help is always close. But during large-scale disasters, emergency services get overwhelmed almost immediately. One city-wide emergency is manageable. But when entire regions start having problems at once, floods, fires, grid failures, shortages, things slow down hard, you become responsible for yourself. That truth scares people because most people have outsourced survival completely. Need water? Turn the tap. Need food? Drive to the store. Need heat? Push a button. And look, I am not saying technology is bad. I love modern convenience same as anyone else. But dependence becomes dangerous when there's no backup plan. This is where most people mess up. They prepare emotionally instead of practically. They buy survival gear that looks cool online but forget basic realities. I've seen people spend hundreds on tactical backpacks and own almost no stored water. Water comes first, always. You can survive hunger longer than thirst, a lot longer. If systems fail for even a few days, clean water becomes a problem fast. People assume rivers and lakes are safe until they get sick. Bad water can destroy you quicker than lack of food sometimes. Diarrhea, dehydration, your body crashes fast when you're already stressed. So if you do nothing else after this video, store water. Seriously, Even a small apartment can hold emergency water if you stop wasting space on junk you never use and don't overcomplicate it. That's another problem. People think survival requires some giant expensive setup, a flashlight with extra batteries, stored water, canned food, basic medicine, a way to cook without electricity. You'd already be ahead of most people because the average person, honestly, they're not prepared for 48 hours. That sounds harsh, but it's true. Now imagine a week, imagine 2 weeks, no reliable power, limited fuel, stores cleaned out, phone networks overloaded. People think they'll figure it out, maybe, but stress changes people. Sleep deprivation changes people. Hunger changes people. And fear makes humans irrational. You know what happens during shortages? People stop thinking long term. They burn through supplies too fast. They eat comfort food immediately instead of rationing. They waste batteries, waste fuel, waste energy pacing around panicking. That's why mindset matters more than people think. Calm people survive longer, not fearless people. Calm people, there's a difference. I've been in situations where things got sketchy fast, and honestly, your brain starts doing weird things. Every sound feels bigger, every rumor feels real. You start second guessing yourself. Should I leave? Should I stay? Am I overreacting? That hesitation can kill time you don't have. Which is why planning matters before panic starts. Know where your supplies are. Know alternative routes. Know how you'd communicate with family if phones stop working. Simple stuff. But simple stuff saves lives. And listen, don't tell everybody what you have. Huge mistake. During stable times, people laugh at preparedness. During emergencies, suddenly everybody remembers you mentioned owning supplies. Keep quiet. You do not want desperate people seeing your home as a resource depot. That sounds cold, I know, but survival changes social dynamics quickly. Another thing nobody talks about enough is exhaustion. People imagine survival as intense action scenes. In reality, it's carrying water, staying warm, trying to sleep while stressed, conserving energy. The human body breaks down faster than most realize without proper rest and hydration. That's why experienced survivors avoid unnecessary movement. Every calorie matters eventually, and weather makes everything worse. Cold especially. People massively underestimate cold. You can survive without food for weeks sometimes, but cold rain with no shelter, that can end you in one night. One bad night. That's it. Which is why shelter matters almost more than food in many situations. A dry blanket can become more valuable than gold when temperatures drop. Funny how civilization changes what we value. Normally, people obsess over money. During real emergencies, people want batteries, clean socks, medicine, water filters, fuel. The basics become priceless, and honestly, community matters too. Lone wolf survival sounds cool online. Reality is different. Humans survive better together. Trusted neighbors, family, small groups that stay calm and organized. That's powerful because one person can watch while another sleeps. One person cooks while another gathers supplies. Isolation makes survival harder mentally and physically, but choose carefully. Panic spreads through groups fast. One hysterical person can destroy decision making for everybody. That's why calm leadership matters so much during disasters. Sometimes survival is literally just being the person who doesn't panic first. And look, I'm not trying to scare you with this video. Fear without action is useless. The goal is awareness, because systems feel permanent until suddenly they aren't. History proves that over and over again. Cities flood, economies crash, grids fail, supply chains break, and every single time most people say the same thing afterward. I didn't think it could happen here. That sentence repeats through history constantly. But preparedness changes everything. Even basic preparation gives you options. Options lower panic, and lower panic helps you think clearly. That alone puts you ahead of most people already. Because when everything fails mentally, emotionally, physically, most people freeze. They wait too long, depend too much, hope somebody else fixes it. But survival usually belongs to people who adapt early, the people who stay calm, stay practical, stay aware, not the loudest people, not the strongest, the most adaptable. So start small. You don't need a bunker tomorrow. Just stop assuming modern systems are guaranteed forever. Store water, learn basic skills, keep backup supplies, pay attention. Because if things ever really do go sideways, you do not want your first survival lesson happening in the dark while everyone around you is panicking. And trust me, that moment comes faster than most people think. If you like the video, then subscribe our channel for more informative videos.